Hello, welcome to another episode of the GNPS. It's your boy General Ginela. And as always, I'm not running alone. Well, not always. But today, I'm definitely not alone. What's up, Kev?
What's happening? Good to be here.
Sitting across us is our next guest. He goes by the name of Verge.
What's going on? Hi guys.
What's up, Verge?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. If you want to speak to any I see you the type of nigga that likes to look at the camera. There's your camera, bro.
On the Verge.
Do I show up on that one? I don't show up.
You show up, but yeah, that's
our spotlight, man. You back there.
Live us some shine, dog. Come on, you can't take all the spotlight.
Yeah, man. I'm good, bro.
How you been, dog? How you been? It's 2020. How was 2019 for Verge?
Yo, it was a good year, man. It was a good year. There's a lot. I accomplished a lot. But I just think sometimes, you get caught in that thing of you just caught in wanting to do more, and that you even neglect like the small wins that you have for yourself.
Yeah.
So I think I realized that like at the end I was like, wow, I actually did a lot in 2019, and I'm proud of myself. But there's still more to be done in 2020.
What were some of those wins?
Finished my final year university.
Ooh.
So I'm graduating like in March.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Nice. Congrats.
Also, at the beginning of last year, I set myself like a few goals. I was like, I want to like release music more frequently, and I did that to some extent, but not where I ideally wanted it to be. But like, I'm glad that I managed to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
I performed a lot.
Yeah.
Last year, open for Nasty C, Iverson tour, which is dope.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out to Nasty. Shout out.
Yeah. What else? There's a lot. Even because I studied theatre and performance, we took a play to the National Arts Festival, and we won an Ovation Award there. So
In Grahamstown.
yeah, Grahamstown.
Oh, word.
So we won an Ovation Award there too. And yeah, I just think there's been so much. There's probably some things that I'm forgetting, but like there's actually been a lot. Even I think there's some personal things I'm like, okay, yeah, like I used to, like, especially 2018 wasn't really a good year for me mentally.
Yeah.
I used to struggle a lot with like mental illness and stuff like that. There have been times where like I end up in the hospital because like my anxiety and stuff. And like I think I told myself, I was like, I don't want to give like that part of me, I don't want to feed that part of me or let it take over me. And so I think a lot of parts in 2019 where I felt I was supposed to break in any other situation, and I held it together, and I thought, okay, I'm getting stronger, which is good. So I think it's things like that where I'm like, 2019 was a good year in different aspects. But
creatively, did it affect? Going through that whole period where you were struggling with mental health, did it affect your creativity in any kind of way?
I don't think it affected it in a bad way. But I definitely think it gave me a story like to tell almost. So it's like, if anything, actually, I feel like it motivated me to open up more about my music, about how I'm feeling. Because I also found that very like therapeutic. Like, even the EP that I released, Becoming, when I released it in
2018, yeah. It was
when I released it, that was also the same year where I was going through the most mentally. And I released it, I think, September 2018.
Yeah.
And that was after everything had happened throughout the whole year. And I had a listening session and for that EP. And I played it on the EP. And at the end of the EP, I cried. I was like,
oh my God.
Because I just felt like...
Was this the first time you were actually playing out the whole project?
Yeah, to like people, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I would always like play for myself, and like obviously the few people like who would be like in my space, like the person I'm recording with or whatever, or like James, like my circle. But then it just felt like something else to like release it to the world. It felt so therapeutic. It felt like a weight was off my shoulders. It was like, you know what I mean? So that was, it felt, it healed me. That project.
So basically, like it was a healing process more than anything for you.
Definitely, yeah. And I think had those events not happened for me mentally, maybe my music wouldn't have been as truthful or as I'd wanted it to be, So I think there was a benefit. There was some good from what happened, and I'm glad that I was able to channel it into my music. Yeah.
So, how much of what you go through personally goes to your music overall? Not just with this mental health issue, but like how much of stuff that you go through on a daily basis
I think
goes into your music?
I think quite a lot, hey?
Yeah.
Quite a lot. There's some things that maybe I feel I can't address. Not that I don't want to. I just feel like right now might not be the right time for that story, but you'll hear it in that story. But like always, like in my music, like I always talk about like sometimes about how my biological dad, how he wasn't really there for me at times, and like how I always talk about like how it affected me. I mean, although I did grow up like with a father figure in the house, with someone so he's like basically my dad too. I have a stepdad, but I don't like calling him that.
Yeah.
Because like he's been there from like the jump, and like
It'll be cheating him.
Yeah,
You know?
like he's my dad. Like this not you know, get it twisted. You know what I mean? But even if I did grow up with a father figure, someone who cared for me unconditionally and loved me, I still felt that gap. Because like, you know what I mean? I still felt like that. Oh, like those moments where I'm like, okay, this, you know, homie's not around, you know, and I'd like address that in my music. Like there's even a song, "The Good," in my EP Becoming, where I talk about one verse. I talk about I'm talking to my mom, and I'm just talking about how like she doesn't really. There's a stage like when I was going through a lot of mental like issues, she like wasn't really understanding where I was at, and I also wasn't very good at communicating how I was feeling. But out of obviously being worried as a mother, she want to just reach out and know how I'm doing. But then I think it also put her in a state, so I addressed that. And also the fact, my dad, I talked about the fact that I don't really know you the way I'm supposed to know you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, although we're on good terms, like we speak, we call, like there's times where I still feel like I don't really know you, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, there's things like that I address. There's even a song that's not released. I talked about how my mom and I got into arguments because she wanted me to move out of Cape Town to move and go to Joburg or something this year. And I told them a song about how her and I, like, I just had to find my mom. She wants me to move out of Cape Town, but I'm not on the move for any drama. You know what I mean? It's like it's things like that where like I'm very open about that. And
so you more diarize your life through music.
Basically, yeah. And I think it's very helpful for me because also I'm not a very good person like when it comes to communication, like opening up. Like if you don't ask me, I won't tell you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously there's certain things I will relate. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. But like there's certain things like that are going like deep within me. I feel like the only place that I can do it is the music, and it feels so good to just get it out.
So I was
actually wanting to know, so are you formerly from Cape Town, or are you a Durbanite? What's the...
A Durbanite.
You're born here and then...
Born in Durban. I moved between Richards Bay and Durban a lot. So like when I was like very young, I was in Durban. Then I think when I was like halfway, like just before grade 1 or something, I moved to Richards Bay. I stayed in a place called Mpangeni.
Oh yeah.
I was with my mom, yeah.
Shout out to Mpangeni, man.
Then halfway through grade 2,
NUF.
Shout out to Sanlam Center. Hook the brother up.
And so halfway through grade 2, second grade, I came back to Durban and I stayed with my aunt because my mom was still staying in Mpangeni.
Okay.
And I finished grade 2, grade 3, grade 4 went back to Richards Bay.
Yeah.
So like grade 4 and 5, grade 6, 7, I stayed in Richards Bay. Then high school, I came and I finished it in Durban. Then from there, I went to Cape Town to study for university.
Oh, so that was more in your just after matric and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how has life been living in Cape Town, being from KZN?
Yo, bro, it's nice. There's times I miss Zulu people. I miss Zulu people, but it's nice, bro. It's nice. It's like just that whole experience of moving out to Cape Town has like been the biggest and the greatest adventure of my life. It's like, you know what I mean? I've seen parts of myself. I've seen parts of other people that I didn't really know, and it's been a blessing, man. It's been a blessing.
As far as the music scene is concerned, between Cape Town and Durban, what do you think? Maybe if looking at Cape Town based on your view, what do you think the Durban scene lacks as compared to Cape Town? As far as music is concerned.
Yeah, and how is the Cape Town music vibe? So like, yeah, this question over there.
I think for me, from my experience, the Cape I don't know, maybe it's because I spent a lot of time also pursuing my musical career in Cape Town more so than Durban.
Yeah.
But I just feel like one thing, and maybe someone could tell me I'm lying,
Yeah.
but
I mean, yeah, it whatever you have to say, it's helpful because I mean, you're somebody that's coming from a different perspective. you
yeah.
know?
And you have that experience.
Yeah.
So
And you were functioning in the
Durban,
Cape Town
yeah.
music scene, so to say.
I think what it would be is like the live performance, like the music scene, like in the live performance space, because
Yeah.
I think that's a crucial space for any artist, because that's how, one, you get to still work on your craft as an artist, and two, how people get to know you. I feel like Cape Town has a culture behind it of just like cultivating those spaces, even if it may not be on like huge stages. But like you'd always hear like in Cape Town there'd be something going on, like whether it's like a poetry night or like a piano night, and there'd be like people performing there, like probably we had like 50 to 100 people there, or even like in clubs like in Cape Town. I feel like they're more receptive to like upcoming artists and stuff like that. I've seen so many upcoming artists like play at clubs, res parties, university parties. I feel like that scene, I feel like it's much more open than from what I've experienced here in Durban.
and diverse, yeah.
Here we don't have that. Like if we do, it's
Like in Durban, I've never been to a club.
It's reserved
In
for
Durban, where I'm sitting in the club, then I see an artist perform. Besides, if I'm not talking, if it's like a dream team or whatever. Besides that,
Yeah.
but if I
There's
haven't
no
seen,
local artist.
The thing is, we used to have Durban used to in the earlier to like from 2005. We had like a huge hip hop scene. We had a huge hip hop scene, and also a live like punk. The punk rock scene was very big, and the live, like, you know, a lot of the venues did close down and it didn't last. I guess that's just the Durban. Some of the things that happen out here, but yeah, you know, I don't really know what happened to all the rockers and all of
like,
those venues and all those crowds, you know, like, but there used to be a big concentration here in Durban. And actually, when I was in Cape Town, what I enjoyed about that music scene, as he's saying, is that you can go from one place and like check out a band and then go to like the other side of town and there's something else happening there. Maybe there's a hip hop show.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like everybody in the city is there. It's like different concentrations.
Different places.
Everyone's like,
And the crowds are also very diverse, and people do hop around to go and watch, like, you know, multiple people.
So I feel like, like there's a space that's like cultivated, like first, for example, like a First Thursdays type of vibe. Now I know that's recently come to Durban, but like Cape Town, that's been like, that's a thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's like on first Thursday of every month, we go out, there'll be art, there'll be music, there'll be artists like performing. You know what I mean? There's like I find people are a lot more creatively driven in Cape Town, not in the sense of just generally being creative, but like in the sense of creating spaces for people to be creative.
Absolutely.
I mean, like I know people like in Durban, there have been like some attempts. Like I don't know much about it, but I've heard of also like the warehouse. They're trying to do something there, but I don't know what happened.
The warehouse was
It's
a brilliant idea by Ewan Wolf once again.
He's had a lot of shout outs today, and shout out to him again.
I mean, but like that can't be the only thing that's
what I'm saying. You see in Durban, it's either there's one thing or there's nothing. You see in Durban, like hot club is one thing or there's nothing.
It's
in
like,
events, it's one thing, there's nothing. It's like,
and like our culture is so like we're so stereotyped. Like if it's not a comb, then it has to be something else. You know, like we can't have like a space where it focuses on Nikom. We have a space where it focuses on hip hop. We have a space that focuses on quiet or whatever.
It's like a struggle for like all those
poetry.
genres to flourish within one space.
You know,
like also the sharing of you know, the sharing of time as well is a very important thing. So if you know that on Friday night we're all competing for that slot, because the creative scene in Durban is fairly like small. It's not the biggest. So in terms of if you were to spread everyone out throughout the whole of KZN, you wouldn't be able to create so many pockets of people. So a lot of the time people are relying on the fans and the people that are actually entertained by these things. So now you find that genres and artists are competing for those same people.
Yeah.
So instead of, I guess, maybe like a Cape Town, you know that, okay, you can pull 50 to 70 people to go and listen to rock bands, and then you can still pull 100 people to go and listen to hip hop, and then you can still get a couple people to listen to house music somewhere.
Yeah.
That creates that it's like a melting pot, you know, where anyone at any moment, any of those people can switch around, and it still flows. It doesn't feel like, oh, yo, that venue was super empty. Nobody's supporting.
No, you know what I think that what could help, especially here, is more like people coming together. You know, it's as simple as that. The people that care about the culture. I mean, if there's someone out there with a venue, what's stopping them from saying, yo,
let's start this.
Let's start something. Because, I mean, it's those people that need to, as much as those guys are running their own type of business, but we cannot run away from the fact that, you know, there's way more business that could be done if you incorporate such things, like where we have places where artists can come and showcase their art, like how you're saying.
But I think, I get that. But also, I think what's the challenge is also, it's like other aspects like start coming into it. For example, like maybe there's some people out there who are genuinely just wanting to start a place, like just a space for artists to come, but then like it's a genuine problem because like funding may be an issue, you know. But so I think it's literally, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to dissect it. I don't know where to say which is wrong. But then
I know. It's just that we need people who are for the culture, like, you know, who dedicate themselves to just the culture, and it's not just about driving profits and all those kind of things. Not to say that that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life, but like in order to create something
that will have its own worth.
It needs people that are going to sacrifice. Like what A1 Wilford, it was a sacrifice. You know, he could have easily tried and opened a space where he could charge people to come in and do whatever creators were coming in to do at the warehouse. But, you know, he chose to sacrifice. So we need more people to sacrifice and sort of like, you know, do it for the culture, do it for the game. And don't let it be just about personal gain. And obviously look at the longer picture. Look at long term. I mean, an artist, if for you, like right now, for instance, the Verge that's sitting in front of us today, it's not going to be the same Verge in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I'm going to switch up, wear shades in interviews, bro. I'm joking.
So suddenly Verge won't have time. It's like, or suddenly you have to talk to the manager.
Like, he's cutting us off.
Yo, bro,
Verge is cutting us off.
But nah, I get what you're saying, bro.
You know, so we just need more people to come on board like that. And just, you know, help grow the industry, and not only just for Durban, but like, I mean, I feel like if we could liven up the spaces, like how you guys are doing in Cape Town, it's definitely something we need to work on here.
You see, that's the problem I was thinking about. I was like, bruh, I'm sure I know more than 50 people here in Durban. I was like, I wanted to do like a live show or whatever. I'm not going to charge. I'm not going to also looking to make money, just to create something, you know. But then I know I'm probably going to get to a venue or someone who's going to be like, no, they're going to want some form. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like there are some people who are in the way, in the pipelines, blocking.
You know
what I mean?
Because they have their own expectations.
Because they also, and like, they're not blocking the sense of because they don't want to see you flourish, but think of because they're not of the culture, so they don't care.
They don't care about
2 cents what you have to do. You know what I mean? What you have to say or do. So
true, and we can't really blame them. Because if you own a bar, your main thing is to sell drinks. And I understand your main thing is to have people coming in and out buying drinks. And with entertainers, that's what you sort of offer them as the exchange. You bringing this entertainment that's going to bring people. And the people are going to get thirsty and they're going to buy alcohol at the bar. And, you know, in a way, the person that runs the bar, it's not really their fault to care about entertainment. I mean, it is, not totally.
I got something to say about that.
They're running a business, right?
I got something to say about that. Is that, you know what? Listen, imagine an STC when he was still in a position that is not at the moment.
Okay.
But in the beginning, way in the beginning. He comes to you on some, I need to use your space so I can host live events. I'll bring my own people. Some of them will buy drinks, some of them won't. But everything, whatever happened, it's going to be a controlled situation because I understand that you're running a business. Because I'm sure that's the angle that you come at when you come at this such people. And in that case, that's an opportunity for you to get something. Because imagine if a Verge uses your venue now, what's it going to do for your venue when a Verge is at a point where he's an artist that's now global or international, continental? The kind of audience that he can now, or clients he can bring to your venue to spend money in future. It could go a long way.
That's if he comes back.
Obviously,
of course. I hear what you're saying.
obviously, if it's a venue that he knows he has control. There's nothing like an artist like that you need when you're an artist than having spaces where you have a say, because you can now deliver your art in a manner that you would like it to be received. So to say. So it's an opportunity. It's vice versa. As much as you might see a kid who has nothing at that moment, but like, have you looked at the talent that kid? Have you listened to what they have to offer in the first place? If that's not your kind of music, find somebody who it's their kind of music to listen to it and have them grade it and ask them, yo, is this good? Is this any good?
And I think things like that, if like more spaces, like I know, for example, if I'm in Cape Town, it would be so much more easier for me to find a space where I can host something than it would be for me in Durban. It might be maybe the people I know, I don't know what it is, but if, for example, I have a thing like every Friday or whatever, or now and then, like first Friday of the month, that thing's going to be like a chain effect, because then another artist is going to see that and be like, hey, I can actually also go on and do my own thing. And that's how you get the culture, the movement in the city like boiling. It's because it's like...
And you get more people.
Exactly. And then it starts becoming a thing now. It's like, oh, yo, guys, it's that first Friday of the month. You know what that means? You know what I mean? So it's like... And maybe I'm coming with this mentality because I've been fortunate enough in Cape Town to see people. I have a friend, he's in the promotion space. And like, he's like picked up clubs like from the floor, and like 4 people will be in a club to like it being a hot spot. And I'm like, yo. And like, I sit there and I'm like, how do you do it? And he'll do one, leave that club, go to another one, make it hot, then he'll leave. But then he's not like, few people know, like the real people.
He's not the one making all now the money or the revenue off of that.
I'm pretty sure maybe he does make some revenue way,
but I mean, like, majority of it is now going to the owner of the venue.
Yeah, probably. But then like, it's that thing of where it's like, you can start just a movement just by starting, like people will catch on and it starts, you know what I mean? And yeah, if he's watching this, he knows who he is. He knows.
You can mention him. We don't mind.
I don't know if you want to be mentioned. He's a shy man, that one. No, I'm joking. Yeah, no, but yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. He knows.
Okay. I mean, like you like I said, you were heavily based in Cape Town. From that region, which can you mention any artists that to look out for in 2020 from that side?
Cape Town.
Yeah. Who's hard in Cape
Verge.
Town? Besides Verge.
Am I hot in Cape Town? I'm joking. Definitely, I think like everyone, like who's in like everyone's like conversation is Hannah from Cape Town. Yeah. Well, she's from Zimbabwe actually, but she's based in Cape Town.
But she's based in Cape Town.
Yeah. She's fire.
Yeah, she's
fire.
dope.
Was it a hip hop artist or R&B or what?
Hip hop. She raps. She was even in that Lift As You Rise
mixtape.
Yeah, I think that's like she's like on everyone's thing. She was even also recently mentioned on Slick on Live.
Yeah,
Hannah.
Like,
Hannah.
Is that album cover with her and it's like a mirror?
No, that's Elaine.
That's Elaine.
Okay, I've also been hearing a lot about this. Okay, but yeah, about Cape Town.
No, but Hannah, she's
Elaine is from Cape Town as well. Oh, no?
She's from Joburg.
She's from Joburg.
Yeah, she's from Joburg.
Oh shit, my bad.
She probably does. She sound like she's from Cape Town. She got that.
No. She doesn't have that Joburg type of sound, like, you know.
Yeah, I feel like
It's a trap soul, nice
fire,
mellow
though.
stuff. That's
Yeah,
fire.
she's dope.
It's fine. I saw everyone like before I listened to her project. I saw like all over like people were like, wow, this is magnificent. And I'm like, if I listen to this project and it's not,
It doesn't
but
live
I was
up
like,
to the standard.
I listened to the first 15 seconds. I was like, fire. I was like, fire. I
you
was
just
like,
know it when it.
I was
yeah.
like, fire.
So tell me, what's in your perspective? What's the hip hop scene in Cape Town like? Or have you spent most of your career there in Cape Town, building in Cape Town? Or
Yeah, I've been building more in
or
Cape
have you just
Town.
been more mobile all over?
I've been building more. I feel like I've been building more in Cape Town, but then I feel like I'm also not where I want to be. And you know, I haven't like there probably is like a number of people like who know me out there in Cape Town, but then like
Do you guys in Cape Town also be like, I want to go to Joburg? Oh, I need to
Yeah,
go
what's
to
the-
Joburg. Is that,
I want to go to Durban.
I haven't really sat with many rappers from Cape Town.
yeah.
I won't lie. There's been a couple rappers that I've wanted to like meet in Cape Town. I'm like, yo, bro, let's like you should link up. Rappers, producers, and I'm like, yo, let's link up. Then either the day they're not answering their phones that day, or you know what I mean. So I'm like, I get it.
Coastline.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna stay where I stay. So like, really, I don't have like a clique or
A crew.
you know what I mean, that I'm with like in Cape Town with rappers. I'm just like, I'm just on my ace. But like that whole like move to Joburg tip, I was also on that. I was on some, bro, I'm moving to Joburg, bro, I'm gonna blow up. And then I talked
Catch
to
the wave.
and I was talking to my manager, but I was like, bro, I was like, cause he's also like, he's got like hella knowledge like about like the entertainment, and I was like, bro, I want to go to Joburg, and he's like, yo, bro, there's a gap here in Cape Town
That can be exploited.
yeah, and he's like, stay here, bro. He's like, cause either way, people are gonna know you. It's not like your music slaps different if you're in Joburg or in Cape Town. But I mean, there are obviously like opportunities that you or like circles or scenes that you might not be able to access. But for me, like building, I'm just concentrating on building in Cape Town, doing as much as I can there. And if things boil, then I will. But I'm also not worried. I feel like
And besides that, why would you want to move to Joburg and just be based in one place when you can be Cape Town and you still got Durban because you still come back home? This is where you're from.
yeah.
I mean, hello.
Cape Town's hella nice.
And
too.
those are
Cape
two spaces that are untouched.
Yeah, they really are.
You know, there's room.
Yeah.
There's enough room for you, so to say, in both areas.
Exactly, but I just also thought I'm really not concerned about like where I'm gonna blow up. You know what I mean? I think I'm just taking it one step at a time, saying, okay, for now in this season, what's the most important thing? For, you know what I mean? Then we take the next step. Obviously, I'm not saying now I'm gonna go to PE and I'm gonna blow up from PE. I can't do that. But like,
That's not realistic. No disrespect
you know what I mean?
to PE.
No disrespect to PE, bro, but like, I just, but like, I just don't know what I'll do if you put me in PE.
Yeah.
But it's just like a thing of right now I'm just using what's at my disposal. If an opportunity does come for me to go to Joburg, I'll go to Joburg, do what I need to do. But I don't want it to be a thing of me running saying I'm running because I know everyone's going to blow in Joburg. Because the reality is also, Joburg is also hella saturated.
And there's a percentage of people that can actually, out of 50 people that go, maybe only 10 or 5 are going to actually blow up.
Yeah, and then only 2 of them will be good.
Exactly. Now, you got to look at the probability of, you know.
What are my chances?
You know what I mean? Also, and I was actually, from the discussion I had with my manager, he was like to me, bruh, there's people in Joburg, and people in Joburg have money. And it's like, there's people in Joburg who are willing to invest in their craft and just like do it more to a stage where you probably like just drown out. You know what I mean? Because like, there'll be someone who can afford to shoot a video for 5K. Me, I don't have 5K. You know what I mean? So I'm like, so I think it's things like that where that's where I might get outplayed. So,
but I mean, that's why I'm like, you know, that's one thing most artists don't take into consideration when they think about these decisions where they say, okay, I'm gonna move to a city like Joburg. There's nothing wrong with thinking of moving to a city or you know, to a certain city because you want to blow, but like be realistic, be objective. If you move to Joburg, how many artists are there? How many up and coming artists? Look at yourself. Are you on par as those artists? And look at how those artists got there to the point where now you see them.
Yeah.
You know, you'll find that obviously it's through connections. That's why year in and year out, you got the same artist on top of the charts when there's so much great music that doesn't even make it to radio. And that becomes then, I'm not being jealous of anyone. This is just my honest opinion. I just feel like here in South Africa, we ride too much on who knows you. Like the fact that, let's say for instance, if I know certain people at certain media houses, obviously I'm going to get all the publicity, or somebody that manages me, or the company that handles me. You know, it's not right now as far as who gets publicity or who gets coverage in terms of publicity in the major media platforms that we have. It's more on who do you know.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that does play a role, but then it also does go sour. I mean, sometimes it's like, this guy sucks.
You know, but
I mean, it's like, I mean, I'm not saying there are
like there are artists that say they're the best in SA. I'm like, yo, the only reason you're the best is because there's somebody that's better than you. That's for some reason someone is refusing to play their song on radio. Because it's not like artists don't send. It's not like you guys don't send your music to these radio stations.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm not hung up on playing on radio. If I play on radio, I'll be happy for those 5.4 seconds. Then I'll keep it pushing. Because I think...
But we cannot run away from the fact that radio sort of goes a long way in terms of bringing revenue to music.
And also just getting your music out there. Yeah, no, radio's powerful.
Besides the revenue, we got to also look at where our level of consciousness is when it comes to digital streaming and how music is consumed. Because the majority of South Africa is not in a financially stable situation. Yeah. And with that comes its own pros and cons in terms of some people are still listening to CDs. Yeah. Some people are still listening to the radio because
some people wait for radio to play a new song.
Exactly.
In order for them to know a song.
And it's you know, with the radio thing, it's more of, I feel some people it's just about covering corners, you know, checking each box and just saying, okay, I've got my CD out, I've got a song on the radio. You know what I mean? Because in South Africa, you can't just rely that everyone's gonna have Spotify.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't just expect that, hey, I'm gonna go gold on Spotify, and that's not the reality. Whereas if you look at like other genres, your gospel, Maskandi, they're selling CDs. Like,
and they're making
them
money.
Them Maskandi niggas are going
like it's those biscuits or I don't know.
10 times diamond, bro. I don't know, bro. Yo, them niggas are selling.
You know what I mean? Because they understand their placement.
Like I don't know when the last time I went to Musica. Like I used to go to Musica.
I used to actually work at Look and Listen
to go and see what's new. And
there was a time in high school. I probably the last time I bought a CD was like when I was in primary school or something. Yeah. And then I went to high school, and like every time they know there'd be like these illegal sites like where if Lil Wayne's dropping on Friday, you know, can I just go to the site, download Lil Wayne's album, and you know, so I got out of the habit of buying things, and like it got so weird, and I went to a music because like I'll be like, I've never seen If You're Reading This It's Too Late in CD form. And I'm like, yo. And I'm looking and I'm like, yo. And it felt so weird because every time I'm just used to seeing it like on my phone screen, on my laptop. And I'm like, yo, a Drake CD. I'm like, yo.
You know what I actually found though? Because I used to, during my first year of my first college, I used to actually work in Look and Listen. Look and Listen was Musica's direct competitor, and CD Warehouse.
Where are they?
And Reliable Music.
They've been closing down. They actually
Look and Listen closed down.
Like a lot of
the last time you saw Look and Listen, dog.
a lot of their stores closed down. I think maybe only in Joburg and possibly Cape Town they still have a store, but most of the Durban branches closed, and that's due to the rise. And you know, I saw this because like when we were selling CDs during the Christmas period is when you actually see how well the CD sales are doing. Besides, obviously, they were selling like Blu-rays and box sets, and those were doing well and they were doing consistently.
But there was a time where people went mad for hard copy. Like, You know, even artists, I remember used to announce like, yo, you can find me at music, I'll be signing autograph or some shit like that. But now it's like, yo, that thing that's not happening. You could tell people I'm gonna be at so and so signing. No one's gonna show up. Like,
and you know
everyone is just downloading that shit. Like,
and you know what's crazy? I think was it Distraction Boys? They had some stuff like that where they actually were selling out at musicals a lot of the time. And you also just have to know, like, how do people consume hip hop compared to how people consume other genres? You know, not every genre is consumed the same, and it doesn't move as fast. So, like, with gospel, there's not like a gospel guy dropping every month.
yeah, was dropping a single every week.
Dropping a single
just for
every
the hell
week.
of it.
That guy's going to church. He's gonna release a single at church. People will get that CD and they keep it moving, bruh. Hip hop is different. Hip hop is moving literally every second. Someone just literally dropped, as I said that.
Listen,
I know that for sure.
Like hip hop, R&B, like hip hop. Hip hop is alive. It's like a live thing. It's like
It's literally, and it affects more than just sales. It's like a culture. People react to it.
I think it's a thing of you saying like knowing how people consume it. Remember Ricky Rick, Family Values, that album you dropped? How he used to do this thing. I don't know if you guys still remember this thing called 20K out the trunk, where he was trying to go gold.
oh yeah.
But every time, let's say like he was performing here in Durban, whatever. After that, you come to people and you start selling his CD out the boot, cause
At the show.
I mean at the show, and it's like, and of course, even if I was there, I would probably even bought some because I'm like, it's Ricky Rick and he's selling his CD.
And you're hyped
And-
up
and
right
you get
there in
to-
the moment.
And you get to actually like, like you give him the money.
You know
he
what I
gives you
mean?
the CD. You seeing him
direct
shake the
exchange.
hand.
Exactly.
Yo, sign
and,
this thing.
and I thought that was so genius because like where we usually experience like the height or like feel the hip hop culture the most is at shows. Like we experience when everyone's together, you know what I mean? That's where you feel it the most. And Ricky Rick's like, I'm gonna sell it to you where you feel it the most. It's like
That's why.
and he did reach his goal, right?
yeah, in platinum, I think
Listen,
even, yeah.
that's why Ricky Rick has Cotton Fest.
Yo, that guy,
Cotton, they in the second year. It's the second year now.
bro.
And
Ricky's a genius, man.
you know what? For a hip hop event to be sold out prior the date, and not sold out, but like I saw he posted it's already 50% sold out. That's remarkable, bro. Here in this country, he's doing really well.
Like I was thinking, like, what event besides Fact Durban Rocks has like merch?
Yeah.
Like I can't.
Like merch for the actual show.
Yeah, because like also like Ricky has got Cotton Fest merch, but it's become more than just merch. It's become like a thing.
It's a
like,
thing.
Like if I came in here wearing a Cotton Fest t-shirt, someone would
It's
be
like, yo.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
bound
and
to
also I
send
think it
someone
has the performers on the back. It has the lineup, I think.
It's different. They do different things.
That's really dope. That's really dope. And that's someone who, you know, you can say, you can like study that, you know, and like actually take that and use that in your craft, because I know that like people, you know, like streaming, but to sell someone a CD is still so crucial. We live in Africa, bro. We're not we're not in the States, bro, where like people will clown you. Like, I mean, in the States, they also find something valuable as like buying a vinyl. It's like, wow, that's nostalgic.
Yeah.
We're not buying out of nostalgia yet.
Yeah.
You know?
And, you know, like even events like Cotton Fest, it's
I want to perform at Cotton Fest one day. Ricky, if you're watching this.
Hey, man.
Link in the description.
lay it out
Apply, bro.
to the universe, to the
Nah. I'll hit up Cotton Fest one day.
Mr.
I'll
Ricky
headline.
Rick.
And then we'll play this video back.
Yeah, and
Then it's gonna be fun.
we'll show people. We'll put it out.
Sorry
to
for
the
cutting you
universe,
off, bro. Sorry.
you know? No, I'm saying with Cotton Fest, it's a great event for, I mean, selling merch, selling hard copies, because I mean, seemingly that's how we still moving here. You know, if you're an artist performing, I don't know how Ricky structures it, but like it would be a nice space for, you know, also creatives to broaden the space more than just music.
Yeah, I feel like I think it is, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Because I was watching the after movie. There's like, because I also like the clothes thing. So I think maybe
There's
even people
fashion. I think there's fashion too, man.
Yeah,
think
it's like
this
a
year-
whole. It's like a cultural biryani.
Yeah.
So this is there, bro.
Those are the kind of events that
You
we
know what I
need.
mean, bro?
Cultural
I
biryani.
like what A1 Wolf is doing with Varsity Fest as well.
Is that his?
Yeah. He's part of it. I don't know if it's his,
okay.
but
Apparently, Cotton Fest is in each city now. I think it's. I'm not too sure. I need to confirm. I've just seen some stuff. I'm not too sure, but I think it's in Joburg, Cape Town, and Durban.
Is it like their event or just activation events?
I think it's like, what is it called? These satellite. What do they call these things? Satellite events or
I think it's activation events.
Yeah.
Like it's leading up to the event.
Okay.
Like to get everyone like
get them hyped up.
Yeah.
About the main thing.
Okay, I don't know why it said coming to Durban. So maybe he's probably going to pop up there, do his thing, have a lineup as well.
Because the main show is the one in Joburg.
Of course,
Yeah.
And speaking about shows, what's the biggest platform you've ever been on?
I think Nasty C Iverson tour.
And where was? Can you describe that to us?
It was I remember that day. It was a Friday. Because I studied theater and performance. Yeah. I just came from rehearsals. First, I had to ask my director to leave early. I'm like, I'm kind of like performing somewhere. And then she gave me a stank face, and I'm like, and then I went. So I get there, and I'm like, and I'm just in a rush to get there. I get there, and I see the people with me there. I'm like, okay, guys, what's up? And I'm waiting backstage, and then I'm waiting backstage. And I'm nervous now. I'm like, hey, I wonder what's gonna happen now. And then what was so scary for me is D. Koala was performing before me. Yeah. She was on stage before me, so I'm like, ha! I'm like, it's some big shoes to fill. I'm like, guys, you know what I mean? So like, she has the crowd going, and then I come on, and then I start my first song. Everyone's just looking at me, because of course they don't know me. So like, and then there's some fat kid in the front row who looked at me. He's like, he kept on saying, "Who are you? We don't know you. Who are you?"
You're lying. You're lying.
Dead ass. And he wanted my attention. He was like, excuse me, who are you? And that's when I thought, I'm like, I don't blame him, because also when if I buy a ticket to see Drake, I came to see Drake, bro. I didn't come to see
the other acts.
To see some guy with 1,000 followers. You know what I mean, bro? So I'm like, that's like the perspective he was coming with. So he's like, excuse me, and I keep going, and I'm getting. Then people are like, okay, and then I start my second song, in my bag. And like before, like what I do is when I perform it, I have like a sing along thing. Yeah. So I'm like repeat after me. I'm like, I've been in my bag. Or,
I remember that video.
So then I started doing that. Was that the video at Iverson?
At Iverson.
So
and the whole crowd was just singing along.
And then they were singing, and I was like,
shit, this kid is moving.
And then the song dropped. The kids were like, then they started moving. And then, so I think that was such a great experience for me. Challenging, but great in the sense where I've never been in a position where I felt that I had to perform and I had to like earn the crowd's respect and say, okay guys, no, please, just like pay attention now. You know what I mean? It's always been a thing of, I usually do like clubs and stuff, and clubs really, people turns up half the time. Even, you know what I mean? So
someone's already dancing and there's no music on.
Yeah, bro, like
it's like play a dope beat,
everyone's
dope flow,
and like at the club where I usually perform at Cape Town, like everyone is like it's like just a warm place. Like everyone, like they'll feel you, bro. I could even I'll be like spitting acapellas, then the club people like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, and they don't even know who I am, you know what I mean?
And it's small, controlled.
And it's like, it's intimate. So it's very different to be like in the deep end. It's like, okay, perform for kids you don't know at an event. They want Nasty C. Entertain them though. And it's like, I went there and I earned their respect somewhat. Or I even got to the stage after the performance. I'm walking to the bar to buy some juice. So I'm gonna go buy my Oros at the bar. and then as I'm walking to the bar, like a couple people stop me, they're like, yo, bro, they're like, what's your name again? I'm like, Verge. They're like, okay, now what's the name? That's that song you're performing. I'm like, in my bed, like, nah, it's dope, bro. And like, I got stopped by so many people, and I was like, this is what it's about.
There's always
this is what you were here for.
I always find myself to be one of those people, bro. Like, okay, someone comes on, I don't know, I'm there. I'm like, I'm not just moving. I'm just like
paying attention.
I'm like, yo, man, this all has an opportunity right now. And then when they actually kick off and they do something dope, when you vibe out, you actually want to like say to them, oh, hey, bro, I was out there in the crowd. You were out there alone.
And I
there's
was
1,000
feeling
of us, and literally like the first person could be like boo, and then it starts like
Yo.
and it's really a risk as an artist to put your neck out there and really be like shit.
Yeah, I know it is.
You know what I mean? And I always like to salute O's, and I'm like, yo, you had it, bro.
No,
You-
yeah, it's
Yeah.
something.
yeah.
It's something.
And that's dope that you had that, man. That's
Thanks,
cool.
man. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. But
do
it's
you
good.
do you like rehearse sets for performances or
I don't rehearse sets, but I'll let you guys in a little secret.
yeah?
I perform by myself in my room. I play my own songs and I'll just perform. I just like practice, like just even have it like in my system. And because I remember when I first started with my manager, he had said to me, yeah, he's like, bro, your music's dope. And he's like, but your performance.
Shady.
He's like, your performance. He's like, work on it, bro. Work on it. And I'm like, what must I do? He's like, in his time, he's like, just watch videos, like study, like watch people like you like, study them, like how they perform. Watch like, your AKAs, like your J. Cole's, whatever. Watch. He's like, also practice. Even like get your friends together, sit them at home, like 4 of them, and say, I'm gonna perform for you. So I think it got to the stage where, like, I wouldn't get like 2 people in my room and perform for them, but like it'd be a stage where I'm like by myself. I just like grab me my deodorant, make it a microphone, boom, boom, and I'll start performing, just working on it. And I just always pray someone doesn't walk in on me because I'm like, yo, I don't know how to explain this.
How has acting helped you in that sense? I mean, because you're coming from
Your
theater background.
I think it helped me to a certain extent. For example, like I know like when I perform, acting we were taught these things like these breathing techniques and stuff like that. Like for example, like how you're supposed to be on support and all that, and how you perform from like your
The
your
stomach.
core. You know what I
The
mean?
diaphragm.
So I always had like these advantages where like rappers they could perform, they could run, they could lose their voices or because they singing from here or they performing from their throats. Whereas for me, I had that advantage. I'm like, okay, it's a new sentence. I'm gonna take a deep breath and I won't run out of breath. Like it's like it's all those things, and I think it provided me like a performing experience prior to me performing music, because I feel like it's performing music is a different ball game to acting, because acting, it's a sense sometimes in a lot of cases it's a sense of like I'm just here, I'm with the person I'm acting with, I'm here, you guys are seeing it, but I do not see you guys. There are acting performances where like you do engage the audience, but majorities usually have everything is here. It's just like we're acting
You're
now.
on set.
You know, it's us. You know what I mean? So like you shut people out. Whereas then you're performing music,
You gotta engage.
you could be looking at people. Someone could be putting the middle finger in your face, and it's like it's different. It's like people shouting. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a different energy to like, you know. But it's something special, and I'm still working on it.
And that mixed with alcohol. Yo, like someone
gets
could have
crazy.
the back turned to you. It's really a situation that you have to take on. Like I always feel like when you're performing out there, it's like, it's a huge responsibility, man.
Yeah,
It's really big.
And I think that one thing I've learned is that like I've just learned to like say, okay, it's like a us thing now. It's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like with music,
We're
like,
doing this together.
yeah, like I'm like, yeah, I've like engaged. I've learned to like engage the audience more, because you're doing it for them at the end of the day. You can't perform like no one's in front of you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's what I've been trying.
And the attention spans.
That's also one thing. I feel like at shows it's better, but like clubs, and I've been so fortunate to be around like people like who teach me like these sort of things. Was like a common mistake that like a lot of like upcoming artists do. They'll come, you perform a 3-minute song in the club. No one wants that, bro. No, like people max come 1 minute 30 seconds, 2 minutes change.
So you gotta keep it short.
Yeah, I gotta keep it short and sweet. People
Do the most entertaining part of the song and like get people like hooked on
Yeah.
that.
like
and
even like people sets, like unless you're like Nasty C or something, like usually the sets are usually like 10-15 minutes, 10 minutes or something. Like for me, I like to keep my like
Don't spend an
10.
hour.
Like I come do like my 3 songs,
You're not a
then I'm
DJ.
gone. Because sometimes you know when you start overstaying, like I feel like you've experienced it. Like when you see an artist, like, oh, you're dope, and then you're just like, oh, now you're just overstaying. It's good. It's nice now, but it's just,
you know what I actually learned? I watched this Rick Ross show. They had him at I think the People's Park there, Moses Mabid. And what made it a cool show, Rick Ross performed all his like major smash hits and everything, but he only performed his verse and the hook. So it always kept you like on your edge, you know, because you didn't know what was coming next. And also I realized he spaced everything out. So he would introduce a song by little conversations.
Yeah.
So he's keeping you like, hey, I'm still talking to you, and then he would drop it, and then it would be like the moment where you're just losing yourself, and then you would quickly be like, hey, yo, I'm still talking to you, and then you know what I mean? So I feel like it's like you can't have one repetitive motion throughout performance because that's what disengages you. Whereas if you've got like, it's like a valley, you know, you've got your plateaus, you've got your high points, whatever. That's what kind of keeps you like yo. Like
I feel like it's also like, because now when I think about it, like if you think of more of a like everything is live, all the instruments are played live. That's more of a longer set. You could, because the audience know we're not there to shout and jump around. We're more there to listen. You know. So, but if you're performing at a festival or, you know, some major concert where people are in that vibe to dance and move around and scream, so, you know, you need to attack that in a different way.
Yeah, in a different thing. Yeah, it's like, because as you said, like a live space, I was thinking like, you know, those type of vibes, like those JR feel good sessions, like it's like an intimate space, and like it carries a different energy to like festival at a certain place, or so it's different.
You know, you being a high pitched rapper. Yeah, I think you record.
High pitched rappers too, tiny.
Do you ever like, when did you decide that, you know, this is who you are and you don't need to worry about you know, someone complaining about the sound of your voice, like, oh, somebody might say, no, your voice is too light for rap, like
like when I started rapping, we had this comment. Was like, I didn't used to like the sound of my voice because I felt like it was high pitched, because like in my head I had this idea of saying like that rap is like, you know, you're supposed to come
you need some
DMX flow,
you know what I mean? You know, you just supposed to have like that grunge to your voice, like not this. Now I'm thinking not this voice though, you know what I mean? And I also used to rap at St. When we were rapping with St. Cloud, we made like so many songs together, and all the time like, like this deep voice. And I'm like, yo, this thing sounds so gangster, bruh. I'm like, why can I not just have a deep voice? And then I just think, but I'd still like rap. I still like just go on song and just do it regardless. And then I think I just got to a point where it took time, because like I hear people say, hey, bro, you're actually quite good. Like you're good. And then I just got to a time where I just got used to hearing myself, and I was like, let me just get comfortable. Then I also saw other artists come out with even higher voices than me. And I was like, clearly this thing's not about this is clearly not about your pitch. Anyway, if you're dope, you're dope. If you're not, you're not. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've just been really, because I was learning this thing of people don't like the sound of their voice. Like, how I think I'm sounding now is clearly not the way I'm gonna.
It's not the way you want to sound.
I actually heard someone speak
it's
about
like your voice vibrating in your head or whatever.
Yes, your voice is vibrating in between your ears, so then you hear it in a certain way, and then
it's got like a lot of more low end. It's like got like
meanwhile, it's like you're hearing this voice here, and then you're hearing yourself.
Yeah, like I could be in the studio like, I've been in my bag, then it comes on the thing, I've been in my bag.
Yeah, it's actually
in your head you think you're saying something else.
I think that's one thing I've learned also, is like I need to train myself in like hearing myself, because like I do one thing, I think it's gonna sound one way in a song, then I play that song back and I'm like, I'm not, you know what I mean? So I've just learned to get confidence in the way I sound, and I'm like, and I also think I was like, there's no ideal rapper voice. I was like, J. Cole sounds one way, Drake sounds one way, Kendrick sounds one way, AKA sounds one,
they all
Nasty
different.
sounds another way. I'm like, bro,
it's about finding your pocket.
Exactly. And I'm like clearly, and I realized that also when I did my EP, I was like, clearly doing me is going to be the best. You know what I mean? It works the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm slowly working. I mean, there's some days where I'm like, yo, I wish I just sounded but I'm just like, you know, this is what I got. These are the tools I have.
So you mentioned St. Cloud. It makes me think about this. Something we didn't bring up. You, St. Cloud, James have a band called The Royals. Is there any chance of us getting something from that perspective as far as 2020 or the years coming?
Pretty sure there's a big chance. Like last year, December, we made like 6 songs. Remember the time you're there, we made like 6 songs. So yeah, we have things sitting there.
So what I heard there, when are we getting that? I'll put you on the spot now.
I'm not sure. I can't speak on behalf of 3 niggas. But definitely, I feel like these ideas are there. We just need to like clean them up, cement them, package it, and give it to the people.
Yeah.
But yeah, like James, St. Cloud, and I, the Royals, we used to be called Wolfpack.
Yeah. And yeah, you all had name changes.
Yeah, like I never used to be called Verge. I used to be called. My name used to be Boombox.
Boombox.
Yeah, James used to be Tars. St. Cloud.
No,
St. Cloud.
No fam. Boombox is no fam.
Yeah, he changed his name the most. St. Cloud changed his name the most. He was first Rigor Mortis at one stage. He was Aftershock Chapter.
Those are those underground names. With, like,
it's
Prodigy.
It's those mixtape artists.
You're not ready to go public.
I didn't understand. Like, I never really understood the difference between mixtape artist and like just being an artist until this morning when I watched the Fabulous interview.
You watched that Fabulous, yeah. I also watched that on Breakfast Club, yeah.
Yeah, so Fabulous was explaining that, when you're a mixtape artist, you could just say shit. When you
the responsibility
when you're an artist, like shit comes back to you because if you, like, for instance, he was making an example that he once rapped about Solange. He put a rap in his music about Solange, and how Solange got to hear about that song was in a club while they were dancing to the song. So everything was good. It's like, yo, we vibing.
Like,
and then in the middle of
let
that,
me see you right quick.
boom, there's a line on Solange, and everything just turns
like
out.
Disrespectful vibes, or
It was comparing the two. Something from what he had said. He had said something like, "Why would you, if you've got B, why would you take a Solange or something like that?"
yeah.
And he was saying they're like vibing in the club together or something like that. And then the line hits and they both look at each other like, yo, what you just got hit with? And then they had to like caution him. They pulled him aside and cautioned him.
So yeah, when it's a mixtape, it's like, you can say whatever.
I guess it's changed from back in the day though,
Yeah,
because back in the
things are
days it
changing,
was
like-
more of like people, you were featured on a mixtape. So like a DJ was the one that actually was coming out with the stuff. So
Yeah.
they featured you on. You had like a track with someone,
Like the
on
DJ
mi-
was like the cool.
Yeah.
The
Now
main-
like a mixtape is like you actually
You can make your own
compiling
mixtape,
your
yeah.
own mixtape out of beats that maybe you can't register or just stuff that you're putting out. Free
samples you
promotional.
can't clear.
Yeah, free promotional
things like that.
content. So I guess that's what's possibly changed,
Yeah, but I feel like this thing of like, or like your raps coming back to you. I feel like sometimes that even happens to me, but like I don't say like shady stuff, but like
Yeah.
I'll make a song, like, and talk about a girl, and people are like, oh, who are you talking about? Who is that? What's that? What's that? You know what I
So
mean?
and so.
I'm like, was that so and so? And I'm like, eesh, guys.
Eesh, bruh.
But so like, I don't feel bad about it anymore because I'm like, I said it. But I also come with that thing. I'm like, okay, the things I say in the song now, should this person that I'm saying it about hear the song?
Yeah.
Would I want them to hear it?
They matter a little bit more.
No,
The bigger your platform grows.
Yeah, true.
true. I saw a snippet on James' story of a track that you guys. I don't know if it's just you, but I think I heard you.
Yeah,
When is that coming out?
I don't know.
What's
I
it
don't know, but
called though?
That song's called "Line 'Em Up."
Line them up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's a
I
banger.
literally, I'm at a stage now where I'm just like stocking up.
Mm.
It's like stocking up.
Mm.
Then I'll hit you guys with the boom. I'm
Wave after wave.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna hit
So
you
you
guys.
you
back
said
to
you're
back.
dropping a mixtape, EP.
I'm thinking. I'm not gonna call it. No, not definitely not an EP. I've done an EP. But it's gonna be some form of project. I'm planning. If it doesn't come, don't crucify me. But
But the music is there. What
yeah,
do
but
you mean
I'm gonna
it's-
give you guys music regardless. Because I just think projects are so important to me because they just have to be cohesive. You know what I mean, there's effort that goes into it that I think, for me, I believe a project must, like, there must be no skippables, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It must be like a thing, it must be tailored, it must be, and that's what I'm saying. I don't want to bank on the fact that I want to put out a project this year because I want it to be strong, top, middle, and at the end. So
So it's just a matter of you finding the right pieces.
yeah, but you guys will get music this year in abundance. Guys,
Okay.
you guys will get.
And like a body, you know, I've always, besides the fact that I'm like a 90s kid, 90s baby, an enthusiast, like projects are like, it's like your gallery show.
Yeah.
Like as you can drop a single, you can drop like something that's like, hey yo, I just want to get this out the way. But when you actually release a project, it's like you're inviting people to really come and like
Pay attention.
yeah, either they're gonna come and sit with
down.
your life for like a couple of minutes or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, but it's to see what it's like your body of work, you know. I feel like every artist has to have a body of work, you know, because you could like people could be seeing what you do at shows, people could be seeing what you do at corporate gigs, but they want to know like, yo, what are you doing when no
Yeah.
one's around? And then like this body of work sort of
It
represents
represents that. No,
Yeah.
I feel
where
you.
you're not doing it just for sales or you're not doing it just for
It must be like a strong piece of art, like a. Because also I think I'm also careful with projects because if you put them out, it's like you can't
Yeah.
take it back.
Yeah.
I mean, I can delete it, Apple Music, but I can't take it back. Like someone's
It's
heard
out.
it now.
We've
Someone's
heard
like,
it.
Verge
someone's
made a.
got it.
Made a shitty album.
Someone made a trash. You know what I mean? It's like Verge made a trash project. Yikes, guys.
do you have that pressure though? Like, you know how there's that pressure of it's like, oh yeah, songs will keep it album, man. I'm releasing an album, and then it's like that grand
Huge
anticipation.
Anticipation.
Yeah, there is, but yeah, also album's also a different story. Eh?
Yeah. Like I feel like everyone is scared to now make something and call it an album.
No, for me, if I make an album, I'll let you know. I'll be
Because
like, this is an album.
Like everyone is just like, no, it's just an EP.
This is a mixtape.
It's just a mixtape. It's like,
Either way, but there might be.
just have guts and just be like, yo.
Because I
it's
know
a
for me,
freaking album.
for my musical standards, I know I do not have the resources yet to make an album.
Wait, or for you, it's about resource. So you don't feel like you, off of what you have now, you could not make something that's good enough for you to call an album.
Not yet. An album, because I'll probably also need to spend like 2 full years.
But what if I say you're wrong? What if I as a
Yeah,
listener?
what if someone
I
you
as a
could sit with a producer and make beats and
No. Let me say this. What if I, as a listener, say you're wrong? You have what it takes to make an album.
I mean, you're entitled to that opinion.
Why can't you?
More than entitled.
Why can't you listen to me then as an audience?
Because I think
Oh,
I'll hear you. No, I'll listen. I listen to you.
Yeah.
But then it's a thing of, no matter how many, even if every single person who follows me, every person on my phone says, yeah, this is an album. If I, deep down, Verge, feel that this is not an album, it's not an album, I'm not gonna call it on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think it goes back to that thing of, it starts at a stage where even if someone can tell me, like, no matter how good a song is, if I'm not happy, if I'm not proud of it at that moment, or feel that it's true, it's a true reflection of what I feel is worthy of an album or of a good song, I would take your advice, but then I would also
still have your
stand
own
by,
opinion.
you know, yeah, for me. So it's like, if you like this thing is an album, like, you can call it an album then, bro. You can call it, you could say it's your favorite album, but I would like.
So you have your own criteria as to what would make up you being able to release an album, or what you consider an album.
Yeah, to what I consider album, because I feel like music is very subjective.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've learned. Is
That's
like,
true.
Because you could be there saying, "Yo, bro, I'm making the hottest song in the world right now." Then you play for someone's like,
Yo, bro, get back in that beat.
someone's like, "Ew, cuz."
That shit is wicked.
So I think it's so tricky. That's why I don't get trapped in like people's opinions.
Yeah.
Like I'm able to take criticism, and I'm more than crits make me happy.
But think of it this way: an artist like I'll just take a random artist. We're not comparing. Artists like Rick Ross has like what, over like 10 or 15 studio albums.
Yo, but Rick
Over
Been around.
yeah, over like a 15-year period.
Yeah.
But you still got to look at it like that, bro. Dropping an album every year. Yeah, the all still has mixtapes in between those. I'm not obviously comparing career spans and stuff like that, but some artists really have a lot of albums. Some people even come into the game with, before they even have their first number one, they've already had 3 albums.
There are people,
I think Kendrick was,
who have that in them, like who can wake up, go ahead and make 4 songs today. Personally, me, I can't.
Okay.
But I just think it's like a creative...
creative flow and output.
Yeah, creative flow and output. Like for me, for example, like there'll be people who, rappers would go in the studio and they could just like freestyle whatever's on their head. I know on the beat, I'm like, yeah, it's good enough. Ship it, let's send it. Whereas for me, I might spend, like, you know how long it takes me to write a verse sometimes. There's times where it comes quick, but there's times where usually like I'll take quite long because I would sit 2 lines, 2-3 lines, and I'm like, and I would sit and I would think, okay, those 2 lines, how can I best make those 2 lines sound like the best version of those 2 lines? Or is it worth? I'm like, does this match with the next thing that I'm about to say? Does it make sense? Where does it take the story now? Does it still link up to what I'm saying now? Do I want to tell a story? So it's like all those things that I think about, and I think maybe that's why it takes me so long. And because I think I just put so much into it. And I'm not saying people with a quicker output don't put as much. Yeah. But I just think, for me, if I had to brush, like I can't make 5 songs for you. Like if you say now to me, make 5 songs give me 5 songs, but I'll give you 5 songs by midnight, but don't think they'll be hot. Don't expect them to be fire. So it's like, rather give me time and I'll send you a song. Sunday afternoon, I'll send you a nice one.
And I think it also has to do with the fact that, some people have like excess. Obviously, if you live with a studio or in the studio, obviously your production is bound to be high because probably 90% of your time is in studio.
I realized that actually because I borrowed a microphone from a friend last week, and in the space of 3-4 days, I recorded 6 songs.
See that?
In that space, and I was like, oh, this feels good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe it also is the resources that affect my output, but I'm not going to make that as an excuse for now. For now, I just can't make 8 songs in 3 days.
Well, that's good enough for us that we're getting good music.
Yeah, bro. I know I'll keep coming, guys.
And new music definitely on the way this year. So
guys, if I could, I'd drop a song every month. If it was up to me.
We like that. Other than that, bro, we've run out of time. I hate to be the bad guy.
Hey man, it's good to be
in closing, anything that you have to, close off with? And also just give people your socials where they can follow you on social media and stuff like that, like bookings.
Before I give people that important information, I just have an important question to ask you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't I have headphones? What's this? I came
here,
I said that, I was like...
Tiny.
Why don't I have
Bring your own headphones.
Bro, I came here, I'm like... there's no... Okay, I'm like... I'm joking.
It's a swag, bro. It's just a swag.
No, I'm kidding, but... It's not that, bro.
It's exposing us.
Bro, they just see my good sides now, bro.
When those records start selling, you know where to bring that money.
But I just think on a note that I'll end off with is just gonna say 2020 is gonna be a good year. It's gonna be a year of growth. I'm wishing also the same for you guys. Yeah. This is an important thing that you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
And I salute that. It's brave, and not many people are able to do it.
Yeah.
And thank you for having my lame ass on the podcast.
Yeah, we know we do some dope lame ass shit.
But yeah, also I just think for people, they must expect a lot more music, a lot more output music on my socials at Verge Beats with a Z.
Verge Beats, yo.
If Tiny could be so kind as to just put that on the screen for you guys or in the description below.
Description. No, everyone just points yo, be in the description.
But yeah, at Verge Beats, Instagram, Twitter, that's where you find me. I don't have Facebook yet. But Instagram is probably where I'm most active.
Shady guy, no Facebook.
No, I mean, I do, but it's under my government name, but I don't post. I don't post.
His government name is
Lutabo Maduna.
I thought it was gonna.
I'm not gonna run away from it's mine, guys. it's mine. It's not anyone else's. But yeah, just expect a whole lot more outputs this year.
Videos,
music, all of the above. I'm just trying to double the volume, double the outputs.
Well, we'll read it. don't be a stranger. You
Of course,
feel
bro.
free to hit us back when you finna come back.
Bro,
The door is always open.
you know what I mean?
Thanks to Verge for coming through. Kevin, do you have anything?
Yeah, just follow me at Kev7.
Hey.
And yeah, all the best. Like and subscribe. Don't ever forget that.
Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Tell your cats,
Otherwise,
your dogs.
it's been real. It's been great. It's been good. You can follow the podcast at GNPS_podcast. You can follow my man Tiny at Tiny Films.
James Sunkiss merch available. Use promo code at Verge Beats. I'm serious. I'm joking.
Otherwise, it's been real. Catch us back next time.